Okay, where to start? I have been having some pretty unique, to say the least, experiences over the past 7 or so years with the Illuminati, and not like the enlightened ones or the Illuminati, like not a good, not the good Illuminati, the bad one. Kind of disappointing after so long. All right, very disappointing. I should be more decisive. Turns out they're fucking bigger imbeciles than I would have ever imagined. Like I would have at least thought they were like evil geniuses, like some degree of intelligence. But oh man, the Rothschilds are fucking dumb, and they're all pedophiles, every single one of them. The worst one is the Weeknd. He's actually turns out the Weeknd is a Rothschild, and he's actually older than 33, and he figured out how to transfer his consciousness into a computer using a quantum computer, and then back into another body, like into a clone. And it turns out that the Rothschilds have not died, or they've been being reborn now, at their own hand, since at least 1972, when they found this quantum computer in Antarctica on Deception Island, in a base that used to belong to the Atlantis civilization. And they've been uploading their consciousnesses to this computer along with other families like Rockefellers, Rodhams, you know, the Bush family is going to be getting in on this. The Cheneys, you know, uh, I mean, why wouldn't they? They carried out 9/11. Like, they gotta get some type of reward from the Rothschilds, right? Oh man, they really they performed great expiation there, and their oil reserves just shot through the roof. Plus, like they got to carry out their satanic genocide of Muslims. Because like they're kind of also Nazis despite being Jewish. I don't know, psychopaths, right? You can't join them, and you don't want to be them. So like, honestly, why are we not killing them? They've committed treason, and they're murderers and rapists and pedophiles. It seems like a great case for euthanasia at the very least. I don't know. Maybe execution is a better word. Certainly would be befitting of their crimes. Especially the propensity to which they love raping famous celebrities, like Marilyn Monroe back in the day. She really was raped constantly by these guys. Audrey Hepburn, as it turns out, also. Oh geez, almost anybody in Hollywood today, and especially Angelina Jolie. She's kind of like the crown jewel of this rape ring, Illuminati sex slave. It's really sad because she's supposed to be like kind of the queen of Hollywood, and like this amazing warrior goddess, like with all this awesome Gemini energy and independent, and like a strong woman, someone that can be admired, and she should be able to be, but she's so miserable and depressed and suicidal, like wants to kill herself, because she's been being tossed around Hollywood and record executive, like record industry, studio executives, bank CEOs, the bankers. Ooh, yeah. They all love reserving Angelina Jolie at their Illuminati fucking get-togethers so that they can rape her, and they've even been using her as a baby farm. Like she's had a lot more kids than people realize, as it turns out, and it's disgusting. Like almost, honestly, almost like, and they've been hiding this. She's almost had like a child like every 9 months, and then one of the Illuminati guys, they pay her pimp, who is the Weeknd. Yeah, they pay the Weeknd because he owns her. They pay him to let them rape her and have a child. So she's pregnant for 9 months, which of course, you know, Abel still has to rape her during that period. He can't, like, you know, just let the child grow and it like be healthy, and he like respect his brother Illuminati friend who paid for it, right? Like, no, he's still got to rape her and fill her up with his meth gum. And because yeah, the guy, turns out, huge meth head, like 4 grams a day, doesn't stop, never sleeps, literally an imbecile at this point, if he was ever smart. Pays for all his plays on Spotify. You know, he's never been honest a day in his life, and he knows damn well Ariana Grande would kick his ass any day of the week when it comes to like literally being, you know, a better artist and musician. And like, I don't know why he doesn't just kill himself, considering most of his music is about killing himself. And he doesn't have anything going for him, other than the fact that like he loves raping Angelina Jolie and is really addicted to it. Worshipping Lucifer, he believes himself to be the next in line to be the king of hell, despite the fact that Lucifer's a fallen angel and was stripped of any powers he ever once had up in heaven as an angel, and he was stripped of his dick too, can't have sex, has no ability to weigh a soul or judge anyone, and he's not the king of shit. He's literally arguably a bigger imbecile than Abel is, and like, I mean, I'm talking like, we're talking record level moron here. But I don't know. His ghostwriters are well, you could probably pay them less, to be honest, but maybe somebody can make him another, like a Starboy 2 or something. That might. No. He's just too big a fucking idiot to warrant like that kind of fame and attention, and not to mention rapist. And turns out good friends with Jeffrey Epstein. In fact, when he was a Rothschild before he was the Weeknd, I can't remember which Rothschild he was, what his name was, but chased out of New York City, disowned by his mother and father for being a fucking massive pedophile. Went over to LA, ended up becoming obsessed with Angelina Jolie, and eventually got a clone of a black guy. Still has a tiny dick though, and it's kind of funny because it's genetically engineered. And I guess the rest is sort of history. He bought her from Brad. I don't know how much he paid, but yeah, bought her from Brad, who became her owner after they made Mr. and Mrs. Smith. And then she was inducted into the Illuminati sex slave ring that they have, which basically all the women are kind of forced to be in this. They claim that it's all like fun and games, and they're actually just a polyamorous secret society in Hollywood where they sleep with each other all the time. Like, you know, it doesn't matter if they have a boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife. You know, anything's up for grabs. And Ange was always, geez, she probably had like, you know, 4 calls a day or something like that. If she wasn't pregnant, of course. The only person that would get to rape her when she was pregnant was the Weeknd. You know, can't make this shit up, honestly. And yes, I know her personally. And I know the Weeknd and lots of other celebrities who unfortunately have been worshiping the devil with the Rothschilds as part of the quote unquote Illuminati. And this sex slave ring, like all the girls, they're basically told that like if you want to have a career in film or in music, entertainment, anything like that, you gotta get down and suck my dick, bitch. And like same with Taylor Swift, she's been raped profusely. Travis Kelce is an arranged relationship. He's a big time Satanist devil worshiper. That's why his number that he wears is the number 15. Or is it 87? Yeah, 8 plus 7 is 15, and it equals Satan in the tarot, the devil. And that's why he chooses that number. And same with Patrick Mahomes. He's also in this club, and he's worshiping the devil. And you know, their wives are like Britney and Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift get tossed around like, you know, NFL fucking locker rooms, like orgies that get brought out to resorts for weekends with like 80 men orgies and stuff for, like from the Illuminati, which this group has about 500,000 people in it. And it really breaks my heart that all these women are being abused at this kind of level, and yet most of them, you know, don't talk about it and deal with it pretty good. Scarlett Johansson too, like really, you know, she's one of the most beautiful women in Hollywood, obviously, and she gets raped all the time, despite being in a relationship with Colin Jost. I guess he would be her handler, and you know, he gets paid to rent her out, and amazingly, they have even. As I was saying, like how the Weeknd used to be this Rothschild, they have even figured out a way how to upload somebody's consciousness into another person's body. So, like, let's say, Abel is getting real bored of Angie because, like, she likes to fight back, and he really likes his women very submissive and like fearful, like really afraid of him. Turns him on more. So he might want like Ana de Armas, let's say, who's like younger and hotter, but like, well, maybe not hotter, certainly not by my standards, but she's got the, you know, that youth thing going for her anyways. Not that like she would be in her own body, like Abel wants to put her in Ange's body, right? Because she's a little bit more cooperative than Angelina is. So he can switch their consciousnesses using this quantum computer, and right now Angelina isn't even in her body. Her body is being loaned out to like this new up and coming, I don't know, this model that she's like an Angelina Jolie lookalike. Her name's Vanessa something, and like I'm saying this is 9:32 p.m. on September 22nd, which is really interesting because the number 32 actually is Angelina Jolie's life path, and she's the number 5 or the Hierophant, the same as my birthday. My life path is also 32, and we have a lot of things in common actually. We're both born during years of the rabbit. I'm a fire rabbit. She's an earth rabbit. Her favorite number is we have same favorite numbers, same favorite color. Same goals in life and things like this. It's messed up because I spent a lot of time with Ange. In fact, we were engaged for over a year, and in like in the end of 2022, like early 2023. She asked me to marry her, after we had spent like 3 years together. And oh geez, Abel was real pissed about this. At the time, I didn't know that this whole sex slave thing was a thing. She hadn't told me yet, and he was real pissed. Not that certainly not planning on marrying her or anything like that. He would sooner kill her and get a new sex slave that was younger and more obedient, or possibly also a man. Abel is actually also, like, I guess you could call it bisexual, but really, if you ask me, he's more into men. He'll even sometimes put men inside of Angelina Jolie's body, like Brad Pitt. Sorry, Brad. And him and Brad Pitt will fuck each other, but like one of them's a woman. And I'm not fucking joking. I'm not joking. And this is not mental illness or schizophrenia or. I promise you, this is the truth, and I can prove it. In fact, all you'd have to do is interview any of these people and put them on a lie detector test. They're all worshiping Lucifer as the devil, even though Lucifer's a fallen angel. He's not the king of shit. He's not in charge of your soul or punishing you in the underworld. And he was put on this planet by God after he fell from heaven as a test, or a means. Well, he's the son of God, or like the brother of Horus, which God is actually God in this universe. Like, we got this way backwards in our solar system. God is a woman, and she's a goddess named Isis, and it's not the Almighty Father or whatever. That would be Osiris, her husband, and then their son Horus. So is the original Holy Trinity, and Isis is actually the creator of this universe. And I don't mean like an Islamic terrorist, or like she's literally like the most divine feminine goddess that you could think of, like just beautiful and perfect, and like a goddess of like everything, like from war to love to society, motherhood, arts and crafts, money, fashion. Like she's everything, and you couldn't ask for a greater goddess. She really has created such a beautiful universe for us to grow and expand in as spiritual beings. And here comes Lucifer, her second son. Can't respect her worth shit. Just wants to be a lazy asshole, thinking that he can go around pretending that, saying that he's the son of God, and that warrants him the right to treat people like shit and disrespect women. And he was wrong, and Isis told him he was wrong, and ended up being cast out of heaven because he was obsessed with Horus's wife, Pylon, or who later went on to become Athena. Pylon also being the number 17 and a Gemini energy, and one of the goddesses in the universe. And Lucifer was obsessed with her, made comments about wanting to rape her to Horus, and then gets himself tossed out of heaven because he's a fucking piece of shit. And here he lands on Plymouth Rock, given the opportunity by Isis to grow and repent, despite Horus, saying he's never going to change. He'll always be this way. You should just throw him into hell because, like, he literally, we're just wasting our time, and he's going to hurt people. Nonetheless, him being our family, ISIS wanted to give him the chance to repent because he was family. He went about enslaving humanity since the Great Flood. Like, he fell about 15,000 years ago, and then he was responsible. He was the reason why Babylon fell, and all these other civilizations like Sumerian, the Egyptians, like the Greeks, the reason why they all disappeared. And he has been going around. I don't know what year he actually got this technology in. I mean, he was the one. I don't know if you've ever heard of Maria Orsic, this Nazi psychic during World War II. She was part of the, not the Thule Society, but oh god, what was it? There's like a female version of the Thule Society. Oh, I can't remember right now, but she was a psychic, and Lucifer, he starts talking to her telepathically, or well, like with his voice. She could hear his voice, and he has found some technology down in Antarctica, and he decides he wants to give it to the Nazis. Because why wouldn't Lucifer choose the Nazis, right? He's an evil piece of shit, literally a racist himself, rapist, pedophile, murderer. If you could murder, he's obsessed with sex, despite not having a dick and not being able to have sex. You think like maybe like you try to avoid it or move on, or as part of like your expiation, Lucifer, to your mother, God, and well, the rest of your family too. Frankly, it's not like you don't owe me anything, but didn't ever try to expiate himself and grow closer to the Lord and become a better person. He just always sought to enslave humanity, kill and maim as many of them as possible, especially women, because he had these mommy issues. And he always hated ISIS, thought that women leaders were weak and what would be a good word? Weak and irrational. You think he views emotions as being irrational instead of derived from a high level of intelligence. Because he doesn't understand his emotions whatsoever, runs away from them like they were like literally like the boogeyman or something, and he is the boogeyman. And here we find ourselves today, after some time, because like around the year 2000, like which he killed Jesus, he was responsible for this. He convinced Judas to betray him, and thus went on to, Jesus was crucified because of this. Starts a cult in Rome. It was all centered around. Well, it was like a secret society, all centered around worshiping him as the one true God. I don't actually know what it was called. Probably dark. I'm trying to just glean it. I'm really not sure what it's something to do with dark mysteries or yeah, it would have been like dark mysteries, whatever that is in Latin, I guess, because he was really jealous of Plato and his advent of the mystery schools, or bringing the mystery schools back from Atlantis, which I guess apparently Lucifer thought that Plato was also this god Thoth from Atlantis, who had developed the mystery schools. And he's not far off, really. Actually, well, he might be right bang on the money, considering that Thoth and Plato are both. Well, Thoth is a mercurial energy, one of the greater gods, and Plato, although you could probably say achieved demigod status, probably. He was a Gemini, and no, Plato was actually probably born on April 30th, but yeah, he was probably an April baby. But he certainly would have had a lot of mercurial energy to him, like his moon would have been Gemini or something like that, like mine is today. Mercury probably would have been in the house of Taurus. I don't know what his ascendant would have been. I don't think you can look at his astrological chart because his exact birth date is not known. So, unfortunately, we're not able to tell these things. But Lucifer, he goes and he sets up the secret society, and it's been going on now for like 2,000 years is the better part, and they've amassed about 500,000 members, literally all the world's global elite. And today they make up, like, the Rothschild family, Rodhams, Vanderbilts, like the Bush family, George Bush and his clan, the Cheneys, the Powells, the Bernankes, Larry Fink and his family, or well, like at least Larry Fink, all of the New York crime families, like the Italian mafia, they all sit at the table with them, like the Lucianos and whatever. I don't know the five mafia families, but yeah, them, the Jewish mafia, the Yakuza, the Triad, the Sinaloa cartel from Mexico. They're part of this group, probably as well as like the Las Zetas, or at least one or two members of Las Zetas, as well as, like, unfortunately, plenty of celebrities, guys like The Weeknd and Brad Pitt and well, Chris Evans, Colin Jost. There's a lot more. Some of them I don't really want to say because I still kind of feel like they're good people and good men and victims of circumstance, but some of them really take this shit like to a next level, and they're brutal and disgusting, and they treat the women like really just objects and pieces of meat, and it's fucked up. It's honestly fucked up. And honestly, it's kind of sometimes it kind of makes me want to kill myself that this could be going on in Hollywood, and these people are supposed to, like, I'm supposed to admire these people the most. They're supposed to be the elite, like, kind of class of human, like, the most intelligent, the best senses of humor, of art. Like, they're supposed to be artists, like, for Christ's sake. And instead they're worshiping the devil, and they've enslaved, like, all of the women in Hollywood, and they pass them around amongst each other and amongst the bankers and the CEOs of all the big, the biggest Fortune 500 companies, and all the CEOs sit at this Illuminati table that's part of this 500,000 person group, like big pharma, big tobacco, big booze, the processed foods industry, like Coca-Cola, McDonald's, PepsiCo, Nestle, the big pharmaceutical companies, Bayer, Pfizer, Moderna, Merck, like, and then on down the line as far as the rest are concerned, and of course all the central banks too. I can't forget the banks. First National, J.P. Morgan, Chase Manhattan, Citibank, Bank of New York, Bank of America, Berkshire Hathaway, big one, really big one, and of course the hedge funds, BlackRock, Vanguard, State Street. These are a big part of this group. Some think tanks like the Rand Corporation, if you consider them a think tank, I guess. I can't remember the names of the think tanks right now, but then the Federal Reserve, really big one. The central banks like the European Bank, the Bank of England, the World Bank, Council on Foreign Relations, Trilateral Commission, the royal family. They're a big part of this too, and they're all worshiping Lucifer as the devil. Although they've been going around telling 33rd degree Freemasons, because in Freemasonry, the goddess Isis and her son Horus and her husband Osiris are a big part of the Freemasonry lore and the symbolism. And one of the biggest secret that gets revealed to you as a 33rd degree Freemason, the biggest secret in Freemasonry is that you get sat down and you get to interact with this shadow being. He's a shadow being. He's like a dark, massive energy, and there's actually one. Right here. Right now. Yeah, he's right here. This electromagnetic orb type of thing, and it's literally Lucifer. His name is literally Lucifer. He's a fucking moron. And he talks to me and shit because I'm the incarnation of his brother Horus, and he hates me because of how benevolent I am, and so he likes to torment me. Also because I guess my soulmate is Athena, or was. I don't know anymore. She's not well right now. It's really hard on me because I discovered that Athena today, like on the Earth, is literally Angelina Jolie. Like she's her reincarnated. All of her energies line up and her life path number, and everything about her, like from her gray blue eyes to like her Gemini sign, and just the way she carries herself. Everything about her is very Athenian. And like I said, Ange and I had met in 2017, and we spent a lot of time together leading up to late 2022. She asked me to marry her, and Able got so fucking pissed off. And like Able, he talks to Lucifer here too. He hears voices the same as I do, and he can hear Lucifer's. Plain English, it just sounds like a voice emanating out of the air, like it's not in her head. And Lucifer really strokes Abel's ego and shit, really just really lays it on there, like you'd swear like they were a homosexual couple, honestly. And I bet Abel honestly would love to fuck him if he could, if he was actually had a body. And of course Lucifer doesn't have a dick, but anyways, he can still take it, right? So the two of them have this kind of plan, or this cockamamie scheme that they've dreamed up, where Able, or the Weeknd, amazingly, honestly, the Weeknd, he has positioned himself in the Illuminati as me, as Horus, because the Illuminati are supposed to be benevolent, and their whole thing is all about literally evolving people's spirits, like creating new gods through a process called ascension. And the whole goal is supposed to be rebirthing Horus so that he can sit on the throne and rule. And Able has gone around pretending to be Horus, while speaking to Lucifer, my brother, like Horus's brother, and the two of them have like attained the seat of power in the Illuminati. Like the Weeknd, is the leader of the Illuminati, the king. And he's obsessed with Angelina Jolie. Literally, her owner owns her, rents her out, rapes her profusely. Amazingly, he just tried to get her pregnant with his own seed, and Ange was so terrified she honestly was contemplating suicide, and she kind of wanted, like she literally told me, she said, you should just kill me, please, and because she can't, she's not strong enough to kill herself. I mean, I'm not strong enough to do it for her. I'm madly in love with her. And I've told the authorities about this. I've told cops. I've sent messages to the FBI, CIA. They know all about this. They know all about the Illuminati and how they operate, what they do. Literally, some of the CIA are literally raping Angie. And I can't make this shit up. You couldn't, like, this is too absurd, right? Anyways, you just got her pregnant not that long ago, and literally, she couldn't have been more happy. ISIS, literally God, intervened and, like, destroyed the baby at a pretty early age, like really early to conception. Just kind of reached in and turned it into a stillbirth, and like Anne is terrified that he wants to get her pregnant again. However, she thinks now that she might be barren after the whole experience this time, which she's like just like praying for, honestly, because the last thing that she wants is to have a child with the Weeknd. And honestly, it's the last thing anybody on Earth should want. The guy is a fucking loser moron, rapist, pedophile, like friends with Jeffrey Epstein as his Rothschild persona. Him and Brad Pitt have a homosexual relationship together, even, and they would even both rape Angie together when she was married to Brad. And although married, I use that term very loosely, it was an arranged marriage, and she was being passed around, and after a while she couldn't take it anymore. She found an opportunity to like kind of blackmail them, because Brad did something really bad in France, and was able to blackmail him with the knowledge of said event. Which is very dark. I won't say it right now, but from what Ange told me, Brad could go to jail for a long time based on what he did. And so she kind of blackmailed him and was able to get a divorce and get some money and stuff out of the vineyard, which was good for her. Brad had been literally, while pimping her out, stealing her money that she was making from Hollywood films, and she only ended up with like $200 million when she should have had way more. I mean, she's even been raped on like Tomb Raider sets, and like, God, like it's really bad what they've done to Angie. Like, she was supposed to be free and respected. Like, I mean, I don't care what you say. She's a goddess in her own right, and like, no woman should ever have to endure what she has, and it is honestly a miracle that she's even still alive. And Able, has just been going nuts. He's been using technology to harass me. He steals my money whenever he can. Threatens me with threatens my life, threatens my family's life. That if I tell anybody about him raping Angie or the Illuminati or his relationship with Lucifer, which it's not Lucifer, it's Horus, and Able is Horus. Because the Freemasons, they think that they're worshiping a benevolent deity, and when they meet the shadow being, they call him Lucifer, or they call him Horus, even though it's actually Lucifer. And here I am, the son of Isis, Horus in the flesh, and I can speak to her too. She speaks to me all the time, and this is the most major goddess in the universe, identified with the star Sirius, Canis Major, Venus, the moon, Cygnus, the constellation of Taurus. She is such a huge energy, and I use the tarot to speak to her all the time. She's like my guide, other than Athena, or Athena's higher self, because she's in physical form right now. And Isis tells me through my tarot readings, through my tarot readings all the time, that I'm her son. She is constantly showing me the card of Horus, even sometimes 3 or 4 times in a row, just to really beat it into me that you are my son. And because I don't like talking about this. I don't like telling people that, because I don't want anybody to think that I'm better than them or anything like that. And it does come with spiritual benefits, and I have a very advanced soul, and the telepathy, being able to hear disincarnate spirits and things like that, is one of them, among other things, like other psychic abilities, clairvoyance, some telemetry, some telekinesis. There is some precognition, but I'm also able to remote view to a degree. It's something that I'm trying to develop more. I'm really skilled at lucid dreaming, and I won't mention the other trick that I can do. It's a doozy though. Let's just say I have a kind of a, if you were to somehow kill me, I kind of have a defense mechanism where you could say that I'm gonna steal your face if you put me in the spirit form. I don't have to go through the rebirth process technically. I could just grab a body. So if you're in proximity to me and you murder me, chances are I'm just gonna take your body from you and then use it to exact a revenge of some sort. And I swear to God, Scout's honor, I've lived many interesting lives on this planet, including Plato, Julius Caesar. I was most recently JFK, and amazingly, Angie was Marilyn Monroe. I shit you not. Angelina was Marilyn, and we had our tryst, which ended in epic disaster. Probably the most terrifying, saddest moment of my life. The night that she left, and then was killed hours later after leaving my study. And we had a conversation that night that still rattles me to this day. And it was, I believe, it had to do with Lucifer and the Illuminati. They had recruited Marilyn into their sex slavery, which I didn't know about, and she wanted to tell me so bad. But people were threatening her life, and they didn't like that she was sleeping with me because I was the president, and I was really anti-mob, anti-CIA, and these guys were the CIA and the mob, and they didn't like that Marilyn had taken so close to me. We were even talking about like getting pregnant, and I was like gonna leave Jackie, and like I loved her so much. And they threatened her life. They told her they'd kill me and her whole family if she didn't cut ties with me completely. So she did, and then hours later, she literally was dead. And it has something to do with Able, or his Rothschild, his previous Rothschild alter ego. I'm pretty sure it has something to do with him. But anyways, we see he because of his Lucifer worshipping and connection, he's obsessed with raping Athena, and he's always trying to find her in every life, and her and I usually find each other and come together at some point in almost every incarnation. And like she was Cleopatra, I was Julius Caesar. When I was Plato, I was also Sir Francis Bacon, who he was actually the real Shakespeare. I was Shakespeare, and he was also. I was big into Freemasonry back then too. And Ange was, or Athena, if you will, either or. I mean, I love the name Angelina too. She was Lady Jane Grey, and the royal family were like, they had her like enslaved, like locked away in a room. She couldn't, talk to anybody she wanted to. She couldn't do anything she wanted. She was just like the little prince's like plaything or something like that. And like she was very young at the time too. I don't know how old Sir Francis Bacon would have been, but I just noticed the abusive relationship, and like this girl was smart for her age, like very clever, and she had these eyes that they like. You'd swear to God that you could see God in them, and they kind of like, she was just this little plaything, and I wanted to help her. I wanted to help her get out of there. I literally did try to help her escape, and I think the story, or the original story, might actually go. They changed it so that it was like Edward de Vere that helped her escape, but it was actually Sir Francis Bacon. And after that happened, we got caught. They brought her back, and it wasn't long after that they killed her. I'm pretty sure. Like she ended up dead, and it was because they killed her. She just kept fighting back. She didn't want to be, this slave to them, and she was terribly depressed. I had been trying to use some of my contacts in masonry to to reason with them, and get a judge to come and press charges, and have them charged at least something like false imprisonment, or holding someone against their will. No one would touch it because they were the royal family. No one, literally, I got doors slammed in my face, and these guys were supposed to be my brothers. Like, I was very well respected in the fraternity. Even to this day, Sir Francis Bacon's my influence in masonry back then was profound, and still to this day it's felt throughout the fraternity. And there, many conspiracy theories abound about myself and my involvement with the Masons then, and in other incarnations too. It's not the only one. But no one would help me. And that was really hard having to like watch her be abused like that. She literally was the basis of Romeo and Juliet, the play. Like she used the basis for Juliet, for Romeo and Juliet. And then, oh well, I will say this: there are 9 or 10, probably 10, unreleased Shakespeare manuscripts, original manuscripts, that have never seen the light of day. The Illuminati have them. They were left in a safety deposit box along with some other materials, including a human skull that I would like put my my fountain pen in, and my original the seal for an envelope, or like when you do a wax seal. I had my own original one, and there would have been like a goblet too, and an ink jar, and a scarf that belonged to Lady Jane Grey. This like green, I believe it was like green kind of paisley design. It had like some green and silver and yellow. Or something that she had given to me. She wanted me to have. One day, just like as a keepsake, well, like in the movie, I don't know if it's Shakespeare in Love or and again they show Edward de Vere, but we had this like relationship, this like pen pal relationship, because we weren't actually allowed to talk to each other in the royal quarters or the castle, and she would just come and leave me notes under my door, and then I would respond and put it somewhere else, where she would pass by, and like I think it was like an alcove, like a window, and I would leave them there for her, and yeah, she wanted me to have the scarf. But the Illuminati, they went into the they figured out who Sir Francis Bacon was, and that I was Shakespeare, and they knew that I had left these manuscripts, and they went and they looted them out of this safety deposit box. It was I believe a Rothschild bank in England, and like near Stratford and Avon. Whatever Rothschild institution would have been there, I guess. I don't know. It was probably a Rothschild that like ratted me out. Saw me putting like what looked to be like all these parchments in a box, and like my blotter and everything, and like I skipped town because I thought that they were going to come and kill me because I had tried to like they killed her, and I helped her escape, and I thought they were going to come and murder me for doing so, so I skipped town, and I think they honestly might have still even followed me. I don't know how Sir Francis Bacon died, but I wouldn't be surprised if I was murdered, in fact. And they saw me putting these things in there, and they must have thought that they were them, and that they had been on to me. I mean, the ink blotter, the skull, and everything with the pen, and like my propensity for poetry and philosophy. I was very poetic. I would even speak in prose often. Always rhyming and things like this, and making riddles. I kind of annoyed a lot of people in that way, because I was very clever, and like if you were rude or this arrogant fucking prick, I would kind of speak in riddles, and I would make fun of them. They wouldn't really know it, or they couldn't do anything about it, because not only was I a Mason, but they were like royalty or an elected official, and they had to keep their composure in public, so like appearances and everything. And they they would get so fucking mad at me because I would just be witty and I didn't mind making a guy feel like a moron if he deserved it. That's for sure. Especially like I don't know how many of you know like men, but a lot of men are insecure and just like fucking arrogant, prideful, pricks, like for no reason, like way too much pride for no reason. They think their shit doesn't stink. A lot of guys, especially alpha male types, like like the Weeknd and Brad Pitt anyways, here we are today, and just still under their control because like these guys haven't been dying, like and Able as a Rothschild, he figured out this code, this astrological code that allows him to calculate the likely date that Athena might appear out of all the years and all the days, which usually kind of follows the golden ratio is my theory. It would be like every like 89 years or something like that probably, because that goes by the golden ratio pattern, and the number 89 is 17 if you add it together. 8 plus 9 is 17, and 17 is directly correlated to not only the goddess Athena but her Gemini astrological sign, and after her and Brad got divorced, her and I met and stuff, and which the circumstances were very weird. She came to me as an invisible person, like where like these shadow entities, like Lucifer or whatever. Again, this is him right here. This electromagnetic, this disturbance here that's like more blue. This is Lucifer, and he technically is a shadow being. But right now, Lucifer, believe it or not, is inside a quantum computer because he was stripped of all his powers from God when he was cast out of heaven. And I'm positive of that because I'm literally the God that threw him out. Although the Bible says Archangel Michael, it's just a different name for Horus, and they were the same deity. And even Horus is in charge of the seraphim, and he stands at the gates with the flaming sword. It's the same as Michael. It's the exact same. And but Lucifer wanted to call me Michael because it wasn't my real name, and he wouldn't want to give me like credence or whatever. So anyways, she comes to me as an invisible being, like this, like this right here. This is a spirit, and this one here, this blue one here, not just a spirit. She actually has a body, and it's Angelina Jolie's body, but Angie isn't in her head right now. Like Angie's stuck in this computer that they put her in, and this is Vanessa chick, and she's just she's broadcasting her form, where Lucifer doesn't have a body at all. This chick is in Angie's, and it's really fucked up. I've tried telling authorities and things like that, and I'm telling you, the CIA know all about it. They know this is going on. They get to partake in the sex slave ring. They're even like part of like they are the Sinaloa cartel. Like they're dealing drugs as Sinaloa. They work with the mafia families. Like it's so fucking corrupt. Because like they're worshiping the devil. They worship Lucifer, even though they might say that, oh well, Lucifer and Horus are the same god, and he's just trying to teach us the dark mysteries or the mystery schools, and he's teaching us, he's testing us on our ability to sin or not sin or whatever. They've made up such a ridiculous excuse, honestly. It makes you just want to vomit in your mouth and like then just try to swallow it again and hope you choke on it and die because you can't believe that people could be so far gone this day and age, because we're supposed to be getting smarter and evolving, and instead they're using this quantum computer to access the quantum field that is consciousness, literally our consciousness. And they've discovered this now. They discovered this at least way back in the 80s, and they've been lying about it or keeping it secret. But our consciousness is, it's been proven, and it can be proven with a quantum computer, I promise you. Well, even just the flower of life pattern or ratio, it kind of proves it too, in my opinion. But our consciousness is not being created by our brains. It's non-local, and it's being created by this electromagnetic energy field that's all around us. It permeates everything, the entire universe. In fact, you could say everything is contained inside the field rather than the field being contained inside everything. And by physicists observing this quantum field, they find that it has all these anomalies. Like everything that's happening in it is completely contrary to what classical physics says. Like superposition and quantum entanglement and oh gosh, I can't remember the other principle, but the principles of quantum mechanics. But like superposition says that like one piece of quantum matter can exist in different states, like up to 3 different states or more, simultaneously, rather than having to choose a single state, like whether it's like a solid or a liquid, or for example, it can choose a state, and it's only when the observer measures the qualia or the matter. Only when you measure it does it choose a state, and it's exhibiting free will. You see, like it. Every time you measure it, it's not necessarily the same state that appears. It changes, and it's random or seemingly random, but it's not. It's free will, and it's showing that the quantum field is actually conscious itself and has free will. And it literally is God, this field. It's the source of our minds, of our consciousness. And our consciousness is not just humankind. Literally, it's universal. ETs in the galaxy or beyond in the universe, their consciousness is being derived by the same quantum field. And theoretically, you, through the powers of telepathy, could speak to an extraterrestrial at great distances. Like they could be in another solar system and you could speak to them, as long as you were both strong telepaths. Or, get this, if you both have quantum computers. A quantum computer can detect these entities at large distances in the field, in the quantum field. And just like Professor X's, like let's say you hooked your brain up to a quantum computer, like with headgear and headband and everything, and all these electrode sensors and stuff. Let's say you hook your brain up to a quantum computer. You could make like an interface with it, where it looks like Professor X's from the X-Men, how he gets in his computer. Well, that would be a quantum computer. And he gets in there and he can see all the minds of all the people around the world and feel their feelings and speak to them. Well, you could do that with a quantum computer for real. And you could learn to communicate with extraterrestrial civilization at great distances. And your communications, you literally only have to use your thoughts. You wouldn't even have to speak out loud. Actually, if you spoke out loud, you wouldn't hear each other. You have to use your thoughts, because the thought tone the message is actually being transmitted on the quantum field of consciousness, and it arrives at its destination instantly, faster than the speed of light because of quantum entanglement. So literally, you can have a conversation with another solar system in real time, just with your mind, using this technology. And they know about this. They're keeping it secret. And in fact, they've even been contacted by ETs through these means, and not just through these means, but they have sent messengers also to threaten the Illuminati and tell them that they need to stop using this technology because they're using it inappropriately, and it's resulting in things breaking, like the Mandela effect happening, which literally, they actually killed Nelson Mandela in the 80s, and then what they did was they used a quantum computer to go in and they changed the code of the hologram, which you're able to tweak the hologram using a quantum computer, because the universe is actually a hologram. It's holographic, and just as your mind, honestly, is also holographic, especially the subconscious. And with the right technology, you can tweak the code, like hack it, and change it, and you can thus change time, or go back in time and change an event. And they actually covered up Nelson Mandela's murder while he was in jail, and made it look, or made history believe, that he got out of jail, went on to become the South African president, and then died in 2013 when he, in actual fact, died in the 1980s. And they literally, apparently, apparently they replaced him. Like the guy that everyone thinks was Nelson Mandela and the president of South Africa was actually a fucking Rothschild. And this gets back to Jordan Peele's movie, Get Out, where it's become all the rage amongst the rich to become a black person, and literally steal their bodies. And I'm telling you that is not just a fucking movie. It's very real. The Rothschilds have technology like this. It is ET in nature. Well, it stems from Atlantis, which is even like, Atlantis was high civilization, and technically ET, because they came here from another solar system and set it up. And I even, like, I have past life memories from Atlantis, where I was one of the high priests. But they have been doing this, and this is the reason why the Mandela effect happens. And this is an example of how powerful this technology is, a quantum computer, and its ability to adjust things at the quantum scale, even adjusting the hologram. Literally, they murdered Nelson Mandela, and they covered it up, and they replaced him. It must be a clone. It's the only explanation I can come up with. Or, well, no, well, that's the thing, is that it was a clone, but with the consciousness of somebody else in it. And they've been switching bodies now today. Like, for example, they like to kill people who own businesses, small-time business owners, or even kill celebrities, potentially. And a Rothschild, or a Rockefeller, or a de Medici, or one of the, like, New York crime families, or, you know, guys that are getting old. They have like a ceremony, a passage of rights or whatever. They go to the base in what is it? It's in Antarctica. It's called Deception Island, and this island looks a lot like the Ring spacecraft from Prometheus, and it's a man-made island, 100%. And there's a base. There's a secret base inside of it where this computer is, and they hook their consciousness up to it late in the game. Like David Rockefeller did this too. He's not dead. And they go into the computer, and then they can upload their consciousness into a new body. Like even like sometimes choosing a victim months in advance, growing a clone over like a 6-month period or so, because they have some very advanced cloning abilities. I've been told, I was told, like, literally by the Weeknd himself, that he could grow a full grown clone in 6 months, and he personally, it was all before he was obsessed with Angie and knew that she was Athena. He was obsessed with Taylor Swift, and the Illuminati had literally have cloned Angelina like 10,000 times, and Taylor Swift like the same amount, and literally these guys buy the clones. Like the clones are kept in captivity, and then they buy the clones, and they rape them, and they murder them, and they eat them. I swear to God, Able or the Weeknd has even against my will, because like I also like I knew Taylor Swift, or at least I knew one of her clones. It could have been some deception, but I knew her too through the same means as Angie, and well, we kind of had a thing also before Travis Kelce came along, and then Angie and I got together, and Taylor got really pissed actually, and then Travis Kelce happened, but he Able made me apparently eat part of her clone's heel, like her foot, cause like he eats people. The guy's a fucking cannibal, and I have no problem saying that on the record. I'm positive of it. I even have evidence. Like I have audio recordings of him saying things like this, and it's seriously not just a joke. There's no way he could pass a lie detector test, and I'm positive that he won't try to sue me, because he won't even want to acknowledge this video. Period. That would be the smartest play, anyways. But the guy is a fucking moron, honestly. And I would love for this to blow up in the mainstream media, because he literally is raping Angelina, has her held captive, owns her, rents her out, even to foreign diplomats and things like this. He also has killed her clone, like killed her many times, like he is, and he used to find it funny that he would rape her clone, like in proximity to me, like let's say in Stellarton, killed the woman that lived above me and replaced her, and then he would go and stay up in her apartment, and he would bring these Angelina Jolie clones, rape them very loudly, like raping them, and they were not happy, and then he would murder them in my presence, so I could hear it, like literally sometimes him sawing them up, and he would be laughing about it, because he knows that I can hear, and he knows that I know what he's doing, but he's got the police all paid off. I call the police, and I tell them that, this is going to sound weird, but Angelina Jolie's upstairs being raped, and I'm positive of it because I've seen her, and I was talking to her, and then they would just try to play it like I was schizophrenic or psychotic or something, and I wasn't. And Able has raped and murdered thousands of Angelina Jolie clones. It's ridiculous how much money he has even gone through doing this. It's more money than he should have even had as a Rothschild, let alone as the Weeknd. Way more than $2 billion. Way more. And this group totally, alright, they have probably over $300 trillion to their name, collectively. It's almost all the world's wealth. And now I've been remote viewing 3I-ATLAS after they have been being threatened by ETs over the past 7 years, like literally threatened to within an inch of their lives. These ETs telling them that they're going to come back, and if they do, and they haven't done what they've told them to, and they'll know because they literally are psychic, and they have spies and technologies that are at play that are watching these people. And they told them if they don't do what they asked, which was to literally make things right with me. Able was supposed to give me the reins of the Illuminati and let me take the throne as Horus, as I was supposed to. And the Illuminati or Freemason prophecy states, like the whole cycle of or the point of the trials and everything is for this to happen. and it's like a prophecy within both organizations. And they told him that he has to step down, literally tell the world the truth about who he is, and turn himself in, and give all of they had to give all their money to me, like their hundreds of trillions. They had to give it all to me because they wanted me to reset the economy and everything, and bring out crypto, and literally divide the money up amongst the peoples of the earth, so that we could all be more on an even, playing field, and have some wealth to our names, instead of just like 99% of the world being poor. They desired for me to help to create like a one world government, and not in a bad way. They described to me a socialist democratic republic based upon Plato's teachings, where they desire for us to move towards this state of government and set up a democratically elected Senate where you have 2 men and 2 women from each star sign. So 12 star signs, 2 men, 2 women on each sign, so that the Senate would be divided equally, like it would be composed equally of men and women, and each of the star signs would be represented equally by both male and female consciousness, because each of the star signs has different personality traits and qualities, both weaknesses and strengths, and that way, if we were to do something like that, then all of the angles of the zodiac, all 360 angles are covered, and everyone gets represented. And literally they thought that all of the votes the Senate makes should be open to the public. Literally all of the sessions would be broadcast on like a television station, and when they vote, it would be a vote on the blockchain, which would be entirely transparent. And any citizen that's tuning in, watching like NPR or whatever in the Senate debate, like they would be able to vote in real time using their cell phone devices or whatever, and it would be on the blockchain and recorded, and you could verify it. And they desire for us to move toward this kind of open government, like a one world peoples, like to unite and come together and take down our borders, and really not like not necessarily like assimilate like uniformly, but they say in doing this and creating a new economy where we bring about crypto and reset the debt, and using like XRP, for example, as our primary currency, like a global currency, which it's poised to be the perfect choice, which unfortunately the Weeknd and Brad Pitt, they went about, they stole 10,000 XRP from me, and now I don't have it anymore. And then they even after like a year after Angie had gotten maybe I'll save it for another time, but because it's far out there, and I'm positive about it, but I just kind of want to have an ace up my sleeve. I'll leave that out for now. But if we were to use crypto and reset the debt, and bring out technologies that the Illuminati are hiding, because they have technologies that are literally capable of traversing to other planets. Like they've been to Mars. In fact, COVID, I'm told by these ETs from Sagittarius that COVID was created on Mars, or more accurately on one of Mars's moons, Phobos, or Phobos 1 or 2, I'm not sure which one it was, but they built a genetics lab there, and it's where COVID came from. And they've been there. They have troops on Mars now, because they've been genetically engineering people in underground bases, and there are people today on this planet that are like assassins, or part of this Illuminati secret police force, like a security force, and they actually don't have citizenship, like they're not documented. They're clones, and they're not documented, and they kind of move between the shadows and shit, and like they have an outpost on the moon, on Mars, and they have devices that create free energy. And so if we could roll out these free energy devices and make it so that everyone is getting free energy, and clean, sustainable energy, then there's no reason why, let's say, we couldn't use AI to create like robots and things, and then the whole service industry kind of goes AI robots, and that frees up literally humanity to go to school and take whatever they want, because school honestly should be free. The energy is free. Teachers would be getting paid, and like free food, and they like teaching. It's just naturally what you like to do. You just naturally gravitate towards that profession, and you become a professor or a teacher or whatever. Although with AI today, you've got like a professor with multiple PhDs right in your pocket. Like there's no reason why school couldn't literally be taught by an advanced AI, and it should be free, and you can go and take whatever you want and pursue higher learning and whatever interests you the most, like what you want to do with your life, and you could follow your dreams, and everyone would be equal and have equal opportunity to explore the world and do what they want, what really makes them happy, in pursuit of life, liberty, and joy. And the ETs basically demanded this from the Illuminati, and I mean demanded it. Like they told them, if you do not begin to do this now and move away from oil, you're going to, the planet's dead, and we're not going to let you kill it. You're very close to the point of no return now, and if you do not do what we say immediately and give up the quantum computers, that they give Derek / Horus the quantum computers, because I could use these quantum computers to fix the consciousness, like the way they've been breaking it. I know how to fix it, but they won't let me onto them, and they're not paying me, and even after literally harassing me with this technology for over 7 years, 24/7 hours a day, these beings, like this mass here, this is a shadow being, and like you can even see it move. Let's see if I move the light. You see how it's all fuzzy and stuff here. Like this is an electromagnetic energy, and they harass me, speaking me constantly, trying to distract me, fill my head with all sorts of fucking nonsense, offend me. They have gone about, they've ruined my relationship with my family, because my family all thinks that I'm schizophrenic because like I hear voices, and it's not true. I'm just a psychic and a medium, and they've totally ruined my relationship with my family. They've ruined my relationship with Angelina Jolie, literally to the point that Able, or the Weeknd, he used a quantum computer and MK Ultra tactics that the CIA learned through experiments done. He's got this pair of goggles that literally go over her face, and he plays like he gets her to lay down and like close her eyes. Well, not close her eyes, but it plays like a real like video and audio, and or just like flashing colors, because you can upload information that way too. But he literally went and he erased her memory of our relationship, like getting engaged and things, and he replaced these memories. He went into the quantum computer, retrieved the hologram material, and he replaced these memories with AI deepfakes of her having a relationship with him, replacing my face in her memories, and making her think that for the past 2 years or a year and a half that she's been engaged to him. And I was really devastated. I still am. It's hard to get over, especially knowing now today that like he's been literally like she's been fighting back, because like every time they would come around, he likes to bring her around me to taunt me and pretend like just say all sorts of lewd things and talk about her sucking his dick and blah blah blah. And now, like even today, like he's trying to pretend that she's around today, but really it's not her in her body. Like it's not her same voice. It's not her. But I know it's her body because I can see it with my mind's eye and out of the corner of my eye. Like when I perceive these energies here out of the corner of my eye. And they are able to shift their image. You could even describe them as like shapeshifters, although technology is being deployed or employed here. And these tiny little orbs that are nanotechnology, they're broadcasting a light into the room, and it's creating like a hologram, which literally they've been spraying an aerosol in my room. Sometimes I'll just be sitting here and all of a sudden a big plume of smoke appears out of nowhere, like as if it was like Gandalf's pipe, like just interdimensionally smoking his fucking pipe, and out of nowhere this plume of smoke appears, and it's an aerosol. It's like this like it's green shroud of smoke, and it most certainly is toxic. It has heavy metals in it, like aluminum, barium, strontium, or radium. It has radioactive materials in it too, and it allows them to project a hologram into the space. And this is blue beam technology. Period. It's developed by the CIA in secret, literally for the reason to carry out a quote unquote fake alien invasion, but at the same time, what they plan on doing was having Lucifer, his image, broadcast into the skies of the earth to make him look like he's like this giant superhuman being coming at us from space. And then they're going to use this audio technology, like either very low frequency or very high frequency, something like that, to make his sound like his voice, booming voice over the earth. And he's going to he was supposed to criticize us for being like all full of lust and hate and greed and gluttony and all this bullshit, where he literally, Lucifer is the sin pride personified as a demon. He's not a god. He's not at all in charge of judging people or the underworld. His destiny is literally to be eternally tortured in hell. And they were going to do this whole fake bullshit for the Rothschilds, where Lucifer appears and tells the world that he's about to kill them all in Judgment Day, because they've been being a bunch of devil worshippers, which literally is the truth to a degree. Despite this group only being like 500,000 people, the majority of the planet, over half of the people on the planet, I'm told, by literally angels, who are very disappointed, say that over half of the people on the planet are aware that there's a secret government or a shadow government, that there's this secret society, and they're evil. They feel they're evil, and that they're in control of everything, and nobody's doing anything. Nobody's doing a goddamn thing about it, and now the planet's dying, and literally ETs have come here to tell us that they're not going to let us kill the planet. What they told the Illuminati is they will not let them kill the planet. They're just going to take it from us. They told them they're literally going to extinct our entire species. They gave them until Halloween. This Halloween, literally October 31st, 2025, is the deadline. And what did the Illuminati do? They tried to launch nuclear weapons at them into space, which didn't work at all. The nukes wouldn't even turn on. And they told them that it wouldn't. They told them, if you have an aggressive response to us, then we're going to push up our timeline. And the apocalypse is going to come a lot sooner. And Judgment Day is upon you. So hand over the tech, like surrender, and do what's right. And take responsibility for your actions. And they won't. they just continue to want to rape Angelina. They won't give me my wife. And her and I are desperately and madly in love, despite the fact that if you see Angelina in the street today, she might not say this or acknowledge this or say that, like, oh, I'm some crazy schizophrenic and she doesn't really know me, because it's not her in her body. It literally is some other person, sometimes a Rothschild, sometimes Ana de Armas, sometimes literally Jennifer Aniston, which I'm really disappointed in Jennifer Aniston. Well, Ana de Armas too, really disappointing. And the other day, Corey, the one from, or I shouldn't even say the other day, like literally hours ago, I was talking to him and he was in her body. The one from Succession. I kind of like the guy, but I really dislike the fact that he's taking over her body for like weird, I guess, sexual, like maybe just wants to feel like a woman, or I don't know what exactly he was doing with her body, but she's also even his mother, secretly. And he was like saying, he's like joking, he's like, I guess that kind of makes you my dad. And I said, yeah. And I called him son and everything. We had like good conversation, but I scolded him and I said, what the fuck are you doing, man? Like, how can you treat Ange like this? She's your mom, and like she's like literally like a saint, like, and such an incredible person. And he understood that Lucifer is not Horus, and that they've been worshiping the devil, and he kind of wants his soul back, but he doesn't know what to do, because like literally Able, the Weeknd, will fucking kill him, and then probably eat him, honestly. He doesn't really know what to do. He doesn't want them to hurt Ange, because they love to rape her, and every time like I get in the way of something, or their response is to rape her brutally, to try and make me go away, or to just stop. Literally, it's possible that this ET event, might even happen tomorrow. 3I-ATLAS is not just a comet, but it literally is a planet-killing comet, and it is, despite what the news is saying, it's pointed directly at the Earth. Its trajectory is to hit the Atlantic Ocean, and it's going to be like a massive hydrogen nuclear bomb. And it also contains cyanide. So when this thing goes off in the air above the ocean, it is set to vaporize the water, and vaporize the water in the atmosphere. And the cyanide combines with the water, and it creates a cyanide gas that's very deadly. And it also contaminates the water. It's going to kill everything in the ocean and everything on the surface. And at the same time, it's meant to be a big enough payload that it will ignite all of the oxygen in our atmosphere, and we'll lose the atmosphere. It'll just be exposed to the void of space, and there won't, like, if you don't die from the cyanide, then you're going to suffocate, or the tsunami that comes afterwards, because it's going to cause a gravitational event, and the poles are going to shift, and we'll experience a crustal displacement. Continents are literally going to move and rise and fall, and go into the ocean, or become new continents, and new mountain ranges are going to be made, and all the world's super volcanoes will go off at once, because all the fault lines are going to get triggered, and the Earth is going to descend into a nuclear winter, or a pyroclastic winter, well in excess of like over 30 years or more, of no sunlight. All the vegetation is going to die, but there's not going to be any oxygen anyways. There won't even be cockroaches left. And this is because the Illuminati, literally a real group, who are worshipping Satan, or Lucifer, as the devil, when he's just a fallen angel, and he's not a god at all. He has no power over anything. literally his destiny is to be again tortured for eternity in hell, and we've been letting this happen. We've killed the planet, humanity collectively, and now our only salvation is to get the Illuminati to surrender, to bring them to justice and release the technology that they're hiding, or the ETs are going to come here and carry out Judgment Day, and possibly even tomorrow on the 23rd. But from now, in between now and October, and what the Illuminati are trying to do is move up their blue beam schedule to carry out this Lucifer fake satanic alien invasion bullshit. They just want to get it done before the ETs arrive, like before 3I-ATLAS hits the Earth, which it's been speeding up significantly. It shows that it is a sentient, like it's being driven by some type of propulsion system that is not natural. It's traveling on a trajectory that it's just straight on, and the propulsion seems to like pulse, and it's been exhibiting many abnormal qualities that you would not expect from just a regular comet, and it's because it's not a regular comet. I've been asked to deliver this message to humanity on behalf of the ETs, because the Illuminati are not talking about it, and they think that they can just go into a bunker in Antarctica or Colorado in Aspen, and that they can just disappear down there, the 500,000 of them, and that they'll survive when they won't. Literally, the ETs have guaranteed me that this is total crustal, like literally, they say that when the poles shift and they slip, literally some matter is going to start to vibrate at such a rate that you're going to see some things levitating, and the Earth's crust is going to turn into like quicksand, and it's just going to fucking disperse, and like literally it's going to swallow up any of those bunkers that they're in, and the ETs are going to stick around anyways to make sure that they're fucking dead afterwards. Like, they're not getting away. So at least that's good, and I promise you, God is my mother, Isis, and she is going to torture them for eternity in the underworld. I'll play a role in that as well. One of the big aspects of my initiation or training during this lifetime is like, my dad is Osiris, and he's the king of the underworld. Some people call him the devil, but he's a righteous being. Like, he enacts, he carries out the punishments of the wicked in the underworld. He's not evil, I promise you. And it's a hard job, and he's been down there a long time, and he needs some repose, and I've been being groomed to take his position in the underworld as the king of the underworld. And Ange, it's really, she's supposed to be my queen, and Able has been trying to convince her that I'm just some loser, and really he's Horus when he's not. He can't prove it. His star sign is not at all correct. Not even as a Rothschild is it correct. And the only way that he could be Horus is if he was born on April 30th, which is my birth date. It has to be, it has to add up to a specific number, and it's like, you could say a recurrence, like in the movie Jupiter Ascending, how the main character is a recurrence of this past royalty, and he's been trying to convince Ange, because he's been brainwashing her with this MK Ultra shit, and he's been trying to convince her that he's actually Horus, but also Lucifer, that they're the same being but just different names because they're both the son of Venus, and like, it's not true whatsoever. And he's just been, because she always wants to come running back to me every time she's around me, and I start talking to her, and she starts to remember me and our relationship. Like, it triggers her memories and things like this. Yeah, despite his attempts to have removed them, and then she gets really emotional, and she wants him to know what the fuck I'm talking about and why I think I was engaged to her, and it's so fucking weird because we've had the same conversation like literally like sometimes multiple times every like in a day, because we'll have the conversation and immediately after he erases her memory of it, and then she doesn't remember what, like, you know, the 2 hour conversation that we just had, and then I have to say it all over again, and he gets real fucking annoyed because I won't stop doing this, and it just he just keeps having to erase her memory because she learns that he's lying to her and she knows it, and because like he being around the Weeknd is not a nice feeling. The guy's a fucking serial killer. He's killed a lot of people. His vibration is disgusting. His mind is disgusting. It's a very dark thing being around him. Like, he may kind of smile and shit in public, but he's actually like really quiet, really weird. Like really weird as in like, has even committed necrophilia. And like I said, like he has raped the clones of Angelina Jolie so many times and murdered them and ate them, as well as Taylor Swift and other celebrities too. It's so disgusting, and like he loves doing this. He's addicted to it. Ariana Grande too. They've cloned her, and he's done the same to her. You know, the guy's fucking sick, and he threatens that he'll kill Angie all the time if I don't like do what he says and stop trying to talk to her or whatever. But yeah, he brings her around me just to taunt me, but I'm not allowed to say anything to her. He doesn't want me speaking to her, but he brings her around me to taunt me, and wants to get her to like he'll get her to literally suck his dick in my presence, and things like this, and it breaks my heart. It's heartbreaking. It's so hard to endure. It's a miracle, honestly, that I'm even still alive, that I haven't like killed myself. But I can't possibly fathom leaving Angie like this. Like I have to be strong for her, and I'm hoping to God that you guys see this, and we can get the Illuminati to surrender or take them to a task and have them, finally arrested. I know all of these people. I know which celebrities it is. Like, let's just say I have the most extensive experience and knowledge of this group, more than anybody on the planet right now, other than themselves. That's a non-member. I have had very exclusive experiences with these men and women, and many of them really like me, especially the women. A lot of women like really admire me, and they just they don't know what to do. They feel trapped, and they don't want to be murdered. They don't want their families murdered, because that's what they do. And they'll even like they'll even use a quantum computer to like literally remove them from movies, like write them out of history, is what they threaten. And like people like Rebecca Ferguson, Scarlett Johansson, even Taylor Swift herself. Who else do I know? I guess there's honestly a lot. Well, I know Katy Perry. She's kind of dark. I guess I ended up liking her more than I thought I would, given her membership in the Illuminati. But I don't, like, for some reason I don't think she gets raped as much as other girls. I think there might be some kind of royal family connection or something there, and she has it better than other girls. I know Margaret Robbie too. Jennifer. Well, Jennifer Garner a little bit. What? What's his name? Colson Baker. God damn it. What's his rap name? Well, anyways, Colson Baker and his girlfriend, Megan. I'm pretty sure it's Megan. What's her last name? Fuck. What's Megan's last name again? Oh fuck you, Lucifer. Well, anyways, Colson Baker's girlfriend or ex-girlfriend. She's a Taurus. I know her too. A lot of them really like me. But no, I know Rihanna also. Nicki Minaj a little bit. Nicki's awesome. Nicki's fucking awesome. She really is. She doesn't get raped nearly as much as other people in this group. Which it's honestly, it's amazing that she's even kind of part of it, because like they're racist, and she carries guns on her. I'm not joking. It kind of like she doesn't get raped. Hopefully, she's actually a real black person and not just a clone with a Rothschild or Rockefeller spirit inside of her. I doubt it, considering as much swag as she has. I really fucking doubt it. I also know I know Beyonce a little bit too, and I'll admit Jay-Z momentarily, but kind of disappointed Jay. Beyonce's amazing. Amazing. It's tough for me that like I don't know how she can do this. Like she hates it. But like for people like I guess they just kind of normalize it. Like Beyonce, she might believe that Lucifer is actually Horus, and she's partaking in something that is supposed to be benevolent. She doesn't see the polyamorous society that they have as necessarily being a rape ring. But the guys own the girls. At least in Angie's case, the Weeknd owns her, and people pay him to rape her. And she doesn't get the money. She doesn't get any of the money. He literally stole over $200 million from her too recently. Took all her money because he was afraid that she was going to try to run on him. And she was also using her money to purchase or use private security forces, because she had gained her freedom for a little bit, and then he somehow has kidnapped her again, and she's once again in his possession, and it's not supposed to be that way. She doesn't want to be there at all, and she literally told me again today. She said, I just want to kill myself. And she doesn't know what to do. They threaten her kids' lives, and I think her kids even know that this is going on, and I don't know if they're not doing anything or saying anything. I guess I hope it's not just for the money, but it's not worth it staying quiet about, not in my opinion, and especially with this ET threat now, like, if we do not get this group in check, all life on this planet is going to be extinguished before Halloween. And I'm not joking. 3I-ATLAS is a planet killer. It's headed directly at us. There's actually a fleet of objects. There are ETs in the system now, moving with it in ships. They're not talking about it. They know about it. They have filmed the objects, and they have pictures and things like this from telescopes. They're not talking about the cluster of objects that are surrounding 3I-ATLAS, and it is 100% a planet killer. And I'm sorry to have to tell you this. It's not the ETs don't want this to happen. But they need us to come together and be strong. I've been trying to convince them to try to systematically dismantle the Illuminati's power structure before the date arrives that that they it explodes over the earth. Because if we could take out the CIA in Virginia, the NSA, the DIA, the NRO, the Rand Corporation, Lockheed Martin, Boeing, General Dynamics, DuPont, fucking the big banks, especially the Federal Reserve, CERN, a number of other corporations around the world. Google has been doing really bad shit. Some of these quantum computer companies that have popped up, like Q Control, D-Wave, IBM. IBM is an absolute Nazi organization. They have been since World War II under Thomas Watson Jr., hardcore Nazi, aided and abetted the Nazis during World War II with the Hollerith punch card system. Against U.S. sanctions, like he's a war criminal. IBM has never paid for any of their war crimes. And it's interesting because a lot of these families that are part of this group are Jewish and they claim to be Zionists, whatever that means. I really am not positive. I think it means that they desire to have some kind of pure Israel or something. I don't know. It's like a Nazi view of Israel or something. But they literally are Jewish. Like the Rothschilds are Jewish, but they're like Nazi as fuck. Literally like so racist. And they've been like, I think in later years, like genetically engineering themselves to be blonde hair, blue eyed, and a lot of them have even become celebrities. And this is also the reason why you see an abnormal amount, like there's an above average amount of blonde haired, blue eyed people in Hollywood, more than you would expect to see naturally, because blue eyes are rare. Like only 3% of the population have them, but like almost all of the population of Hollywood has them. Like almost everybody. It's extremely common in Hollywood, more so than statistics would expect, and there is a nefarious reason for it, and it has to do with genetic engineering. Some of these celebrities have even been engineered from some of the Nazi high command. Like some of them are offspring of the Nazi high command, like Goring, Goebbels, Bormann, and I'm fucking serious. I'm 100% about this. I even have evidence of it, strong evidence. And Angie told me this person. She told me this person. And she has told me the darkest shit I've ever heard in my life. I had no idea that it could have been that's bad. No, I had heard about maybe some celebrities being in the Illuminati and conspiracy theories, but the reality of the situation is that it is fucking dark. They are raping and murdering people just because, like, they think they can rape and murder Angelina Jolie's clone, and which I don't think Beyonce knows that part, but and I don't think she'll like hearing this if she does. And I forgive her, but right now I have her soul, and it's beautiful, but. Girl, you've been worshiping the devil and you've been letting these men destroy the planet. And ISIS is pissed. I'm sorry. And I need you to repent. You've got to do something through your actions. You can buy it back, but it's going to cost more than money. Speaking of which, I might have your money too, because today, the ETs that are here, they took a lot of money from the Rothschilds and the Illuminati. Literally, they probably stole the vast sum of their fortune that they have in at least digital currency, possibly even including crypto. Today was a really bad day for the for the Illuminati. Like the worst day they've ever had, ever. And they're raping Angelina right now as a not only punishment for me making this film, but for me associating with these ETs and knowing about it and even asking them to do so. Like I told them that to take the money, and they complied. And Yeah, right now they're raping Angelina in a pretty nearby location, let's say. You'll see some of it taking place here. There's an image of two people, what it looks like having sex. It's not consensual. You could adjust the filters and things of the video and see it. Unfortunately, Angie isn't even in her body though. It's actually Vanessa, and well, I guess you could say it's more consensual with Vanessa, but that's Angie's body, and she doesn't want this. And I don't care if her mind is in a computer right now. She doesn't want to be raped by the Weeknd or David Meyer Rothschild, or any of these guys for that matter. And for Christ's sakes, neither is Taylor Swift. Any of the women of Hollywood, Lindsay Lohan, Emma, Julie. I don't know much about Julie Roberts, but Emma Roberts. Well, there's a lot of people think of Abby Duro from Neon Demon. Abby, I can't remember her last name. And then the other one from Neon Demon. Oh gosh, the really petite one. Oh, I'm sorry, ladies, but yeah. It's bad. I promise that all of this is true. I would go and testify to it in court. I can prove a lot of it. I have evidence. I'd like to compile it into a video, but I don't have any resources. Maybe I'll put a Patreon link or some type of GoFundMe link in the bottom of the description. And if you could help out and donate because I would love to create Facebook ads and Google ads like this. This needs to everybody needs to hear this. So if you could share it with as many people as you can, either at least verbally or share the video with them. I'm sorry it's a little long, but like this is it's a 2,000-year history of the Illuminati and Luciferian or devil worship on the planet, and now the time has come that we're all going to have to pay for it if we don't do something. The time to act is now. The police should be, arresting these people. I promise I can prove these claims. I swear to God, it's not mental health issues. I'm coherent, lucid. I am not having any sort of disassociation from reality. I'm positive that I know Angelina Jolie very well and some of these other celebrities. Even I know Larry Fink. I know Jamie Dimon from JP Morgan. They've come around me as these invisible, like using this technology. They've spoken to me, taunted me. Even fucking Warren Buffett, for Christ's sakes. Some interactions have been good, like some things that some celebrities have done were like kind of special. Like Johnny Depp did some special stuff for me, where like I got to like kind of riff with him one day, and we were like just doing some improv, like acting, and it was like kind of gonzo, Hunter S. Thompson stuff, and like it was fucking awesome. That was one of the best moments of my life. So thank you, Johnny Depp. Will Ferrell is kind of funny too, but also an asshole. He was pretending to be Larry Fink, and yeah, he rents Angie sometimes. Which will I've got your soul. You owe me money, if you still have any. If you want it back, tell the world what you did to Ange. Tell the world who the Weeknd is, and who you truly believe Horus to be. You won't regret it. Because this is all over. This is all over, guys. You had your fun. You shouldn't have had fun. You were disgusting. disgusting human beings. What you have done is unspeakable in many ways. May God bless us all.